Good morning, everyone. I mean, actually, good evening, everyone. There has just been a large earthquake in Indonesia, a 7.3 actually, at a depth of 208.3 kilometers. Tsunami warning has been issued, but the good news is it's a very deep quake. But despite its depth, this is how I found out about the quake. So before I went to latest earthquakes, this is how I found out. On the seismogram is how I found out about the quake. There's Merapi erupting right there. Almost on all of the seismograms, it was registered. On all of them. I don't know if it was picked up on Krakatoa though. Let's see, was it? It seems like it wasn't really picked up. Might have been picked up a little bit there, but hardly picked up on Krakatoa. Salak picked that up a little bit. Merapi really picked it up. I mean, this is a very deep quake at a depth of 208.3 kilometers. So it's a very, very deep quake. So this one occurred only 22 minutes ago. This one occurred at 10:53. So in 3 minutes, this will go orange, which means in the past 24 hours. In fact, that's the strongest quake. In fact, let's go to 7 days, 4.5 plus. And it looks like that's the strongest quake there. And you're usually all clustered here. This seems to be a volcanic type quake. Because if you go to 30 days significant, there was a 6.3 there. So that's the thing. This seems like to be a swarm right there. Pretty potent swarm too. 6.1 here. I mean, let's put on plate boundaries too. Not near any plate boundaries, but there's probably some local faults there. And this is eastern Papua New Guinea, but this is actually Indonesia. Let's check if there's anything there. Alrighty. There doesn't seem to be any volcanoes here. I mean, there are some volcanoes here on Bougainville Island. There's some volcanoes here, but it's not what I'm looking for. Actually, the only one is Manam. So right now it looks like no large volcanoes. And by the way, remember I said it's going to turn orange? Boom, just turned orange. Because it erupted, the earthquake occurred exactly 1 hour, 1 minute ago. 7.3 earthquake just occurred. Good news is, I don't think a tsunami will be generated. but it did occur in this subduction zone. This is actually right here. This is a strike slip fault right here. And this is a subduction zone. This is the end of the Sunda Strait. Babar Island, I think that's also a volcano. Well, looks like it's not a volcanic island. That's the good news. Sanyang Island, that is a volcano. But looking here, those are eruptions right here. That's the earthquake. A lot of earthquakes in Hawaii. That's some positive depth, which means it's a very shallow earthquake. Very shallow, so shallow that it's actually above sea level. Looking at here at nothing in Yellowstone. Look at that. Completely blank of any earthquake activity. Oh, except Mount St. Helens. 2 quakes, a couple quakes in Mount St. Helens. 1.2 is the strongest. That's it. And looking at 7 days of earthquake activity, a couple of quakes. That's about it. Let's look at Hawaii. Nope, that's a subduction zone quake. Just 74 kilometers. Falls Pass. Great Setkin Island. Let's see if there anything happened here. Oh wow. Pretty big swarm in the past day. Last week there's been some pretty big quakes. I mean, pretty big series of quakes. There's a lot of them, but Great Sitkin is the only one. Nothing. Yep, so some unrest. Nothing major. Now let's go to weather. Chance of thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon in New York. Well, tomorrow evening, I mean. Chance of thunderstorms into very early Tuesday afternoon, and maybe some thunder showers. But then let's look at that. No, dull crashing. No, it does not. With the Cascadia subduction zone, no, I don't think anything will happen in the near future. I mean, yes, we are overdue for a major earthquake there, but here's what I'm noticing right now in the Cascadia subduction zone. I'm going to go there again. There's been little to no earthquake activity here. I mean, look at that. And this quake here is actually along the San Andreas. This is where the subduction zone begins. This is because of the geothermal operation plant here. This is man-made quakes here. This is near Mammoth Lakes. This is volcanic activity here. But there's also a fault line here, so see US faults. There's a lot of faults in the inside of the Long Valley caldera. There's a lot of faults, so some of these faults can actually be responsible for that volcano. See, unnamed faults in volcanic table. So these are volcanic quakes here. This quake is right along the San Andreas. See the 2.6? This is the Hayward fault. This is the one that generated the quake in 1989. even though they're not showing you, there's a lot of faults in the Northeast. You have the New Magic seismic zone here, so you have the Mears Fault in Oklahoma, apparently. You see how it's showing a red hazard zone here, going right through Memphis too. I mean, this is scary. This is very scary. Right near Memphis, it's the red. And you don't even find this on the West Coast. You don't even see red. So, this is actually the most dangerous area here. Earthquakes. This is actually a rift fault. Why it's so dangerous is because of liquefaction. It could cause major flooding along the Mississippi River. So this is where the earthquakes of 1812 happened. The problem with these faults is if the volcano ever came to life again, or if it started erupting, these faults inside the caldera is where the magma will start rising through these cracks. So going back to magma Indonesia. Not showing anything spectacular. Let's go to sea surface temperatures right now. So yep, we're going to have an above average hurricane season this year. Definitely. A significantly above average hurricane season. Why? Look how warm the Atlantic is, for the most part. Looking at the same time last year, looking at around June 21st, much cooler, 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 and it was warm here. So, comparing this to right now, so it's warm, but there are also some cool patches here. Look how warm it is here. So, yeah, not a good sign. Not good at all. Yeah. We're going to have 12 to 16 named storms. I'm expecting 8 hurricanes. No, 12 to 16 named storm, 10 hurricanes, and 5 of them to be major. So this is looking at tomorrow now. Well, thank you for watching. I want to wish everyone a good night. Yes, a lot of those have them aftershocks. I have to go now. Thank you all for watching and have a great night.